2017 is in the history books. We have part 2 of our look back at 2017. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Sherelle Roberts, and this is Lexington Now. We begin part 2 of our look back at the biggest news stories at City Hall in 2017 with the official opening of a new and improved Central Sector Roll Call Center for Police. This happened back in August.
Since 2011, there have been many significant investments in public safety. And today we're talking about another one of those investments, a new Central Sector Roll Call office, double the size of the previous sector office. This new facility gives our police the room they need to operate efficiently, effectively, but it keeps them firmly rooted in the neighborhoods they serve. Now, our police force is growing. We have an authorized strength of 630 officers today, and that's the highest it's ever been. That includes the addition of 30 officers that's part of our new budget. Council supported this initiative to begin the process of establishing a 4th sector. And these officers are step 1 in that process. We have nearly 50 recruits that are currently in the Police Training Academy, and they will graduate next month. Just this week, Chief Barnard selected applicants for the next recruit class, and we're still accepting police officer applications. So it's an exciting time for the Lexington Police Department.
Good afternoon, everyone. I do welcome you to the 5th Council District. I think this facility symbolizes what I would call the slogan for the Jim Gray administration, which is, if you can dream it, you can do it. Chief Barnard dreamt it, and Brian Wood did it, and we're all standing in it right now. This bookends with the brand new fire station across the parking lot. And while we're close to downtown, we can get downtown easily to a lot of neighborhoods. This continues to reaffirm our commitment to the new high school out the road and to the whole of Hamburg out the road, because we have a lot of ability to get there from here. I know that neighbors all around here will be happy that this is a higher profile place and a place of safety, a place of calm if you're here. And I would just tell you that that's how we like for each council district to be, but right now the 5th District's doing it today. So Mayor, thank you very much.
Well, first of all, thanks to the mayor and the city council who have been extremely supportive of public safety, especially over the last 3 years. It's been tough times for public safety. You all have stood by us. You've been very courageous. You stood up for us and helped us in times of need, so we appreciate it. Just going back over and looking at it, this building, this facility, our 1st year anniversary with the body-worn cameras, over $1 million investment. Looking at that coming from council, created such trust with our community. They funded a new K-9 facility. The first K-9 in Kentucky started in Lexington. That's the original facility from the 70s the officers are operating out of, and it's in horrendous shape. You all have funded that. 52 applicants we hired yesterday that we authorized for hiring, and a new home for Central Sector and the 4th Sector. So we are very appreciative of your leadership and the council's support and leadership and all that you do for us. This is not just Central Sector. This is home to so much more. Upstairs is going to be our Central Sector roll call. We moved across the street right over to here. I started my career, and I was telling Brian this, in this exact facility called Eastland Roll Call, which is in the back of this facility. I started my career here as a patrolman, and ending up back in this is pretty momentous for us. Downstairs, we're going to have Clear Unit, Community Services, Neighborhood Resource Officers, our backgrounds in polygraph. They did over 1,000 applicants with polygraphs and background investigations just for the police department this year. And our alcohol beverage control office, so everybody can come here instead of having to go downtown and try to find the spaces. The mayor mentioned this is double the size of the old Central Sector, giving us more room to do more things. The room you're in right now, we met with our neighborhood association over a year ago. This is their room. This is where people come. This is Central Sector. This is where they can have their neighborhood meetings. They can come voice their concerns. They can have Boy Scout, Girl Scouts. We want to encourage them to use our facility. This wouldn't have happened without everyone coming together. And Brian Woods, I want to thank him so much to see this facility from the outside, inside, gutted and reformatted to our specs, what we needed, in 7 months. And that's an amazing project that him and his team put together. But we want to be an anchor in this community. We have been here before. When I started my career in 1986, we were there. We moved across the street to Goodwin Drive, and we didn't want to leave the Eastland area because we want to be in this part of the city. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, for all you all have done. And Brian, thank you so much for all your help in it, too. Thank you.
On the count of three, y'all ready? Need any more? Okay, on the count of three then. 1, 2, 3.
Taking a step forward to September, the Bluegrass Stockyards opened its new state-of-the-art facility off Ironworks Pike during this month. It was a move which came after the devastating fire in February 2016.
Ground was broken on this facility on September the 2nd, 2016. And Gene Barber, when you first told me that the Stockyards would be staying in Lexington, you said to me, Jim, the impossible is often the untried. The impossible is often the untried. Well, moving from that devastating fire in January 2016 to a groundbreaking in September 2016, the same year, to a ribbon cutting in September 2017 today, Gene, I would say that you all have done the impossible. That was an applause line, y'all. Thank you. And, you know, yes, Gene.
It wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for you.
Now listen to you. Hush up. You know what? It demonstrates that the human spirit triumphs in times of adversity. It does not fail us. This state-of-the-art, high-tech facility built around farmers' needs, built with the humane treatment of animals in mind, incorporating services and retail and a restaurant and a meat market, all of that in a little over a year. I would say that is trying for sure, and it's actually succeeding at doing the impossible. So now we have a crown jewel of Kentucky cattle industry sitting next to a crown jewel of the Kentucky thoroughbred industry, the Kentucky Horse Park. What a celebration of our agricultural strength. Bluegrass Stockyards, we all know, is to cattle what Keeneland is to thoroughbreds. Because of its sales volume, it effectively sets the cattle price structure for the entire eastern United States. And for 70 years, it has made Lexington its home. Gene and everyone at Bluegrass Stockyards, you are home again.
This is a proud day for our owners, our employees, all the folks that are part of the Bluegrass family. Several people we need to thank. You know, when you talk about just people that make things happen, we've had a lot of our employees that have been a part of the process of building this facility and make something like this happen on time. And we set a very aggressive, lofty goal to have this thing in place here at the 1st of September. And, you know, just a lot of our people have pulled together to do that and been part of the team. Some of the most gratifying parts of being where we are here today, as we look around, and we've got 8 of our 9 owners here behind us. One of those couldn't be here today. He's doing what we all do every day, which is take care of our customers. Jim Doss is in Richmond finishing up a sale, and he called a little bit ago and just let me know he had business to do and customers to take care of, and that's the way we operate. So we'll make sure Jim gets his just due for that. And this is a very rewarding culmination for 19 months of awfully hard work by a lot of people, a lot of communication and coordination. There's so many friends in the community, Frank Penn and many others that have been steady, reliable, confidants and advisors through this whole process, and I just can't say thank you enough to them. I know there's 2 or 3 groups out here that I do want to specifically, before I give up the podium, say thank you to. I know our friends and business partners at Farm Credit are here, and it's hard to catch everybody out in the crowd. We also do a lot of our day-to-day business with Community Trust and People's Bank, and I know they've got contingents of folks here. Thank you all so much for sticking with us, understanding the vision that our owners have had, and helping us bring this to fruition. And I'd be amiss if I didn't also say thank you to Energy Insurance and Westfield Insurance that have their folks here. I happened to catch Todd Carlisle's face back there. So thank you all so much for helping us work through the fire, the aftermath of the fire, get us on our feet and help us get moving on this amazing project that we've got here before us. And lastly, we've got 20 plus other businesses that have taken the leap of faith with us in this facility, are in here and situated and ready to do business on Monday.
Also in September, another phase of the Oliver Lewis Way extension to Newtown Pike was officially opened to traffic, offering visitors a new front door to downtown.
The local, state, and federal government have all played a role in Oliver Lewis. So thanks to Kelly Baker, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Chief District 7 Engineer Thomas Nelson with the Federal Highway Administration, and Andrew Grunwald, one of our city engineers. Also welcome to Tom Harris, Vice President for University Relations with the University of Kentucky, and Barbara Navin with the Community Land Trust. They will be offering some remarks in just a minute. We are hoping this new road will ease traffic downtown and provide better access to the University of Kentucky and South Lexington. And that is a very big deal. I want to also recognize our Corridors Commission for its leadership in its plantings and grass along the medians. That's led today by Councilmember Bill Farmer. Traffic improvements, neighborhood support, and affordable housing all work together to make Oliver Lewis a model project for other cities.
This project is a testament to the hard work of so many who are interested in not only satisfying the needs of the traveling public, but also satisfying the needs for affordable housing for the Davis Park neighborhood and other residents who may want to have interest in living in this community in the future. This roadway will open the door for many opportunities for our community. It provides better connection within the city by extending Oliver Lewis Way over to Broadway. It's going to provide better access to our university and also to our hospitals. It's going to aid our emergency services, and it's also going to help with economic growth and development. And those are all areas that we seek to improve when given the opportunity to do so.
And all the partners, we'd like to thank them for the road, the asphalt, and the concrete, and for the housing and the insight to helping this community move forward. But I also want to thank Tom, another part of our community, the university community and the community that is to the east of here, that this will expedite our getting to, Mayor, the interstate. That we didn't build necessarily the interstate and the interstate connectivity through the city, but this will certainly help to expedite the movement of traffic from the University of Kentucky to the interstate when they come to Frankfort to lobby. And for me to get there, it takes off about 10 minutes for me to get there. But thank you everybody for your involvement and your help in making this happen. I think this is going to be a much used and heavily trafficked section of our city.
We're excited because the new roadway opens to the public view and access Davis Park, the new name and new identity for the historic Davis Bottom neighborhood. You know, since the 1860s, Davis Bottom was a valley hidden from Greater Lexington. The opening of this section of road reveals its ongoing transformation. Davis Bottom, though, was strong from the beginning. Strong in its diversity, strong in the ability of neighbors to work and play together and support each other through adversity, and strong in its people's ability to celebrate each other. So at a time when we as a people are re-examining old assumptions about each other, it's fitting that a diverse community, a community that actually got it right all along, should be brought into greater visibility by the opening of Oliver Lewis Way.
1, 2, 3. Yay! There it comes.
Coming up after the break, 2017 was a 60-year anniversary. We'll tell you more about it.
Hello, my name is Lauren and I work for Lexington's Division of Waste Management. Did you know that the Division of Waste Management services over 96,000 homes and 3,000 businesses every single week? It's our top priority to bring you, the customer, the highest quality waste collection service each week. And throughout the holiday season, we continue that great quality service. We're here today with a friendly reminder and all the information you'll need so that your waste collection does not skip a beat throughout the holidays. Those customers that normally receive waste collection on Mondays will note that Christmas will be observed on Monday, December 25th of this year. Those customers will want to ensure to have carts out on Tuesday evening, December 26th, to ensure collection on Wednesday, December 27th, the makeup day. The following Monday holidays, including New Year's Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day, will receive Wednesday makeup collection days, because both of those holidays will occur on Mondays.
Welcome back to the show. This is our 2017 Year in Review. In October, Lexington's Sister Cities partnership with Deauville, France reached a major milestone: 60 years of friendship and goodwill.
We are so excited to be here this morning to celebrate the 60th anniversary of our sister city relationship with Deauville, France and Lexington. Celebrating 60 years of a relationship that has produced so much goodwill between our two cities and our countries. It was back in 1956 that U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower founded the Sister City program as a way to promote world peace after World War II. And just 1 year later, in 1957, Deauville and Lexington became sister cities, making us among the first two cities in the world to form a relationship through the program. And since then, our cities have found many common interests that span the miles between us. And we have certainly found a common bond through our love of horses. Former Mayor Madame Durnano, Deauville Vice Mayor Patrice Santos, and County Kildare Mayor Miley, we are delighted that you all are with us today. Let's join. It was in 1944 that Victor Robinson landed on the beach at Normandy during the D-Day landing. Just a few weeks ago, Victor was presented the French Legion of Honor, and we are so proud to have him with us today. We consider him a hero. Victor, please stand and let everyone thank you for your brave service to our countries. So it was 60 years ago that Lexington and Deauville began a relationship that over the years would prove to be so positive and fruitful. We've learned from each other in ways that make both of our cities richer and more welcoming to the world.
Je tiens cependant à profiter de cette occasion pour témoigner de notre...
I do, however, want to convey to the citizens of Lexington how much the city of Deauville values our friendship and the relationships that we forged over the past 6 decades. Since Mayor Fossoyeur and Mrs. Wagers signed our first twinning charter in August of 1957, citizens of our respective cities have flown back and forth, laughed, learned, and grown together. From the beginning, we shared common ground in the horse, Yet our exchanges expanded far beyond on social, academic, professional, and cultural levels. The contacts initiated have lasted through years and now transcend generations.
60 ans à l'époque du temps et transcendent maintenant les générations. En devenant mère, j'ai hérité d'une tradition très
Upon becoming mayor, I inherited a tradition very much alive and deeply rooted. Since the 70s and the pioneer program initiated by then Mayor Anne Dornano, students from Lexington have come to our primary schools. Our children have been exposed to a different language and broader horizons at a tender age when the fear of difference has not yet settled in. Exchanges for high school students and university scholarships provide further perspectives, while young careers take off through some of the internships our sister cities facilitate.
grâce à des stages facilités par nos jumelages.
In the aftermath of World War II, President Eisenhower made promoting cultural understanding a priority as we aim for sustainable peace. Culture, in all its forms, brings us closer. And we look forward to keep building on this legacy of shared experiences for decades to come. With my very best regards, Philippe Augier, Deauville Mayor.
Of Deauville.
Today, as we celebrate this extraordinary relationship of our sister cities, and especially the 60th anniversary of our relationship with Deauville, we not only look back on our mutual accomplishments, but we look ahead and forward as well. And to commemorate this extraordinary day, first, I would like to do what mayors in our American cities do, and that is to present a proclamation. Lexington-Deauville Sister Cities Day. Whereas Sister Cities International was founded by President Eisenhower on September 11, 1956, at a White House conference on citizen diplomacy. And whereas in 2017, Lexington Sister Cities is celebrating 60 years of global citizen and civic diplomatic action, and whereas over the past 60 years, Lexington Sister Cities has had a significant impact through partnerships that have built bridges across nations, cities, and communities around the globe, and whereas countless citizens and city leaders have formed lasting relationships through Sister Cities, educational, cultural, professional, municipal, and economic exchange programs. And whereas to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the 60 Sister Cities bond between Lexington and Deauville, France, we renew our commitment to continue to build a peaceful future through people-to-people exchanges. Now, therefore, I, Jim Gray, as Mayor of Lexington, do hereby proclaim October 27, 2017 as Lexington-Deauville Sister Cities Day.
Fast forwarding to November, the city of Lexington took its fight against the opioid epidemic to court. On November 9th, it was announced that the city of Lexington was joining a lawsuit against pharmaceutical companies furnishing the drugs which have fueled the recent opioid addiction crisis.
Yes, it's been declared a national health emergency. More than 63,000 deaths in 2016 in the U.S. Thousands more than the 37,000 who died on our nation's roads last year. You can see many of these partners here today, our council members who have helped and expanded funding for the many steps we have taken to fight opioids. As you can tell, we have a lot of partners across the community who are working hard, vigorously. They've come up with many innovative approaches. Even so, overdose deaths doubled in Lexington between 2013 and 2016. And Fayette County ranks second in the state for heroin-related deaths and second in the state for fentanyl-related deaths. Opioid abuse is taking a serious toll on our city and our citizens through loss of life, financial hardship, and increased criminal activity. These next steps are appropriate. This lawsuit, we are joining 34 counties across Kentucky in suing drug distributors and manufacturers.
Everyone here knows or had somebody that has dealt with this opiate drug problem and had died. And I made a promise to one lady who I watched her daughter grow up and had 2 kids, and she died 3 years ago. And she said, find out whatever you can about this drug and how my daughter keeps getting it and all that, and how it's so simple. So not only did I make a promise that I'll do that, I also found out a lot of things with this drug use. It is hurting the community, plus this government. We had in the last 2 months, we've had 2 employees, kids died from overdose. But the thing that it also does, it drains our budget. And as you know, the police and fire and the jail is overpopulated for what this is, and it is drowning our budget problems, and everybody knows that have a problem with, when it comes to spending money, we got to find a way to get it back. And not only is it hurting here, it's hurting the state of Kentucky. And one example that was given to me a few years ago, there were 5 cities and counties in the United States where this was the top drug in the country. Number 1 was Los Angeles, over 4 million people. Number 2, number 3, and number 4 and 5 are here in Kentucky in these small counties. One county has a population of 65,000. So when you see those kind of drugs coming in Kentucky, they're going somewhere, because not everybody can take those drugs. So what has happened, they're coming into Lexington, and that's how you get these drugs so easy.
As Mayor Gray made very clear in his opening remarks, the opioid epidemic is a community problem. Addiction is striking people young and old, in all neighborhoods, and across all socioeconomic levels. And it's going to take all of the community to combat this. Thankfully, over the last several years, under the leadership of Mayor Gray, the Public Safety Department and the city as a whole has been able to make strides in combating the scourge of opioids. As Public Safety Commissioner, I'm proud to say that our public safety agencies have added services and expanded our capabilities when it comes to responding to the opioid crisis. Our team is very committed, and they're making a difference. For instance, the Lexington Police Department has detectives who are specifically assigned to drug overdose cases. They interview witnesses and survivors in order to build cases against drug dealers. The DARE program has been reinstated in our schools to make sure kids learn the danger of drugs before they ever get the chance to try them. Police officers are assigned Narcan kits to help save lives in the case of an opioid overdose. So far this year, police officers have administered 90 doses of Narcan before the arrival of EMS.
And now a little 2018 news. The first week of 2018, there will be no meetings to televise, but you can always watch any of our live meetings when they do come back, and you can watch our archive meetings and events on our website. Remember, always check us out live at Lex TV, channel 185, or archived and streaming live at lexky.gov/LexTV. And don't forget, we've got a YouTube channel as well. You can find that under Lex TV. Well, that's all for this edition of Lexington Now. You can keep up with us all week long and all year long on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at our handle @LexRex, or you can get a bird's eye view of what's going on in the streets with our live traffic cams. They're on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. Again, Happy New Year from the staff and producers at Lex TV. I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.